How's it going, everyone? We got Ulysses here, getting first place again on our locals. So this time around, you're running black.
Yes, I'm only running one of my favorite colors apart from yellow. And I was playing Ragnar Orman Black, which is by far my favorite Ragnar Orman variant. So I'm gonna start with the extra right now. For Capurimons, the reason why I play this is because one of my level 6. And it also gives Ragnar Orman 15, which is not relevant, honestly speaking. But it's pretty good, pretty good. It performed really good. The Kakinman for the 5th hit.
If this Digimon is level 7, gain +1 memory.
Yeah, when attacking. Strong, not as strong as I wish it was, but pretty good. Now for the level 3s. First of all, probably one of the biggest impacts in the entire locals today was the Gatsumon.
Walk us through this.
The reason why I play 4 and why it's so good is because early game you are in a big disadvantage in this deck specifically, but it literally gives you a better matchup against Wikiwash, which is a bad matchup for you. It also gives you a better matchup against green, which even though it shouldn't, it does. This Gatsumon is so good. Reason why is because Flower Cannon dulls blockers. Does not dull blockers. This is a blocker. So many times this won me the game against green today.
Because they wouldn't be able to tap all your cards
Yeah,
down.
they couldn't. They weren't able.
Nice.
Yeah. This won me the game twice against the green, which is relatively a bad matchup. Just pretty good. Now, the reason why this worked today, the whole reason why this worked today, is because we play. What makes this deck really relevant, if anything, is the searchers. Once they search, they actually did their whole job. You can just swing them as security and make it like kind of like a Wiki Rush strategy, but not really. Pretty good card, Ludomon. You dig so much through this deck, you never break. You'll see why because of my ratios in a second. And then the Subamon. This is relevant later on. I'll show you why. It gets really good. Also searches. 6 searches in the deck you cannot break. Like,
That one searches for the level 7, right?
No, this both search for the same thing. They search for I believe it searches for a Ragnar Orman and a Legend Arms card.
Okay.
So if you happen to open a Ragnar Orman and something else that has Slayer Arms, you just add 2. It's a 3+2. And once this one resolves the effect, you're always gonna swing with this one. It doesn't do anything else afterwards, except for some occasions, but it's not relevant at all.
So with your rookies, you're actually swinging with them rather than just digivolving on top?
Yeah. Alright, 3 Toy Agumon. The reason why only 3 even though it's one of the best incredibles for black, it's because everything I play has reboot. Everything that I want to put into the board has reboot, and that's why it does its job even though it's not really required. It's also a really good level 3, so but Gatsumon's better in this build. I cannot stress how much more better Gatsumon is in this build. Took a Gurman Vanillas. Didn't really mind seeing them or not.
Just the flex spot?
Yep. Now for the level 4s. People might be annoyed for this because a lot of people don't play for this. And I agree. I should have not played for this. But still, I was afraid of bricking. Floor-tied Ludomon. This card effect, which is a whole paragraph by the way, is if this Digimon's a level 7, when attacking, the Digimon one of your opponent's Digimon by 1. The reason why I play 4 instead of 2, like most people play, is because I have so many searchers. So even if I break, I just look for it. So you basically cannot break. You're running like 8 to 11 level 4s plus any of the level 3s. So plus 6. Same thing with the level 3s. You can search for level 3s too. It's pretty good. Rogermon, the only reason why this is relevant is because of Alterus.
Oh my god, I'm being blocked.
He's so big,
I need an Omni
and I'm just afraid of Alterus in this deck, honestly speaking. But because of Alterus, most of the time I went to a level 5, and people just ran into it, just like, oh yeah, let me Digivolve it, and then it wouldn't die. It's just so irrelevant that it doesn't die, because it lets me go to my level 5 and level 6 is faster. Digimon, same reason why I play Guardian 6000, so I can just go into a level 5 for something and then just keep it after Alteruses.
One cost Digi-Evolution is always nice.
And also the one cost, but honestly speaking, the most relevant part was the 6000 DP, because I play against so much Alterus.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of cards.
Yeah,
there's a lot of level 5s, level 3s that are 5Ks and under on average.
Yeah, so like this game clutch more for the attack, and also to dig for my Ragnar Ornaments. So I guess that one Evo is pretty relevant as well. And then to Greymon. This is one of the reasons why I want to only play 2 Tyludamon, because this card is so good with another card I have in my deck that you'll see in the future. It was really relevant today because of the card that I have, and again, I will show in a second. Like, Ragnar Orman doesn't really need this, but the other card does. But I want to show it because not a lot of people play it, so I wanted to be kind of like a surprise.
Was it hard, or is it not normally part of the build?
It's normally part of the build, but only at 2 because people are like, Ragnar Orman doesn't need this. And that's true, Ragnar Orman doesn't need this, but there's a level 6 in my build that needs this a lot because it's only 11,000 DP, and it just requires for it to like not die on security checks, so because it's so good when it stays alive. Now for the level 5, I went really aggressive, literally because of my level 6 that I'm about to show you guys. Metal Greymon, 4 of them. You can literally hard play this against any deck, and most of the time they don't know how to out it. Today I hard played this like 4 times.
It puts them on the clock.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that it's a level 5, you know, any level 6 that comes out can be, well, it's a little different because the level 6 and this ones are essentially vanillas, but they have the inherits that spooks people out.
The people don't try to kill this at all because they know I'm playing Ragnar, so this is not that big of a deal. But because of one of the level 6s, it becomes a huge deal. Like, it's too big. People don't kill it on Ragnar Ormond, but they should if you play my variant. Like, this is for aggression basically.
The reboot's also nice.
Yeah, reboot's pretty good. It gives me early aggression, but it never came up actually. Raiji Ludomon. Reason I play 5 is because I can search it with the level 3s. Also, I'm really going aggression. I don't like Andromon in this deck because you already have the Gatsumons, the Gargemons, and then the Ragnar Ormond. And if you didn't know this, if you're playing against Alterus centric deck, in this deck you always want to put the Ludomons first. So when you Digivolve into the Ragnar Ormond, and you give Durandamon to the Ragnar Ormond, Durandamon, if it gets the Digivolve, it keeps the blocker. So, which somebody taught me last Sunday. I didn't know about that, but I do now.
Oh yeah, because on attack you get to activate your ability on priority.
Yeah.
Player priority kicks in, and if there's a blocker on the board, you get rid of it, and now they have no blocker.
The effect was actually kind of irrelevant today. But Tyludamon came up more than this. I didn't see this as much. It just attacked most of the time. But here are my level 6s. Durandamon in this list, specifically because of my build, is kind of better. But I love Ludomon more than Durandamon. The effect of blocker is just so good. But I decided to keep him exactly the same because of my build that also runs a little bit of red engine on it, which actually won me the game today, funnily enough. This came up a lot more than I would like to say because of the security +1 that my red engine gives. This one puts them on the clock way too fast for comfort. Ludomon's, they're good level 3. They're good level 6 actually.
How many times have you caught yourself just hardcasting them?
once against Omega Suit, because Omega Suit would just give me the memory back. So. Like if you put Omega Suit at 10, it doesn't really matter because they're gonna put something at 12 or 13 and you just don't give a crap, honestly. You go into a Ragnarok the same turn they do, so standard, like people run it, people actually run this at 4 and I understand why. I really like this at 4 and I was playing 4 and 2, but because of the red engine that I have, this at 3 and this at 3 is way better. This one, this makes it so my level 6 turn is much more aggressive, which is what my whole deck is about, and the reason why I won so many matches today. Apart from Ragnarok, of course, but is the Crestro. People don't play this, and if they do, they play it at 1. I don't know why people don't play this card. It's underrated. It's super good. This is literally what won me like 60% to 70% of all my games today. Like, straight up. The ability for this is, first of all, it has reboot, so it pairs nicely with the level 5 lineup, which is the Metal Greymon, so pretty good. That right there is already pretty good. But when Digivolving on 4, you get to look at the top cards of your deck equals to the amount of Digimon your opponent controls, which in black, in this Ragnar Lormon deck, black, people do tend to do a lot, and they have to because you're forcing them to. So this is just broken.
So how many cards would normally be on the board?
I normally look at 4.
Wow.
Because they have to go wide to try to kill me, and when they don't succeed, I just drop this on them, and I just start building another Ragnar Lormon. It is so good. I don't know why people are not playing it. Please play it, like please.
You think 2 is a good number?
2 is a good number because you need the Bravolutamon and the Durandamon more than that, honestly. And then the reason why we won all these games, Ragnar Lormon, pretty broken card. I don't think they're ever gonna do a card that has this much text. I like the fact that even though it's broken, it's not actually broken. But the ability for this card is in general it has security +1. It also has in general reboot. And then on Digivolution, not only is it at 3 cost level 7, which is 14,000 DP, but it could become 0 if you had the Bravolutamon or Durandamon on hand. And then that's just so good, honestly. Like having a 0 cost 14,000 DP Digimon like security +1 with potential piercing and blocker, so good.
Yeah, some people, they would, overlook this and look at Ultra S, for obvious good reasons, but players do not sleep on this card. It's security +1, it reboots, so it's really hard to retaliate back. It's a 14, 15 is nice, but 14 is still hard to kill.
Yeah, 14 and you only die to Onimon, like, what are you doing? The reason why I decided not to play the red variant is because the black variant makes it so that Crestro is more playable than in the red variant. And this pair with Crestro is not as bad as it seems, because depending on the situation, sometimes you only need piercing or sometimes you only need blocker. So if you go into Crestro, you always have a chance to dig into your deck for because this can also play the level 3s, the searches, and it triggers the effects. So if you don't have one of the pieces, you can literally look for one of the pieces because of this. It's so good. I hit the level 3 so many times today. It searches so much. Like in one turn, I actually searched I believe I looked at the top 20 cards on my deck because of this, and I rearranged it the way I wanted to. Like at that point, I don't think my opponent can win. Ragnar Lormon, broken card. The fact that it's a free level 7 that's 14,000 DP plus security +1, and the reason why it's so strong is you're gonna see in a second in this build. Taikamiya, we only run 2 of those. Pretty good with Ragnar Lormon, honestly. This is the reason why I decided to run Durandamon at 3 instead of 2. It's because it gives me my level 6, my turn that has a level 6.
Plus
More
1 security.
Yeah, more like, how do you call this? more defensive status, which is something I was lacking. And I was like, how do I fix this?
Oh, you're talking about the memory?
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
No, well, the memory is also important, but the fact that that my turn 6 was always underwhelming most of the time because I was running 4 Barbaludamon and 2 Durandamon. I was like, what can I do to put my opponent in the clock as well? And this actually came on to, like, I asked my friends, they were like, why not just play Takamiya if you want to pressure your opponent? I was like, that's not a bad idea. So Takamiya gives your level 6s, your Durandamon specifically, very good turn, and then puts your opponent on the clock. It also gives you the 3 memory to work with. I believe the black Takamiya is not as good as this one, in this build specifically.
Yeah, this gives a pretty good aggression towards your opponent's security, especially the fact that, you know, you're actually pretty beefy.
Yeah.
Red tie is seeing a lot more plays. You're seeing it in the red Omnimon decks. I'm starting to see him in the Ragnar build as well.
And he should.
You're seeing his price actually go up. So if players haven't picked him up yet, I mean, it shouldn't be so bad. We got the reprints coming next month, and they're actually doing a re-release of. So we got the premium packs, and we got the reprints of 1.0 and 1.5 as well. Supposedly they're still going to be allocated, so not too sure when or how much will be out. But anyways, yeah, pick up your ties when you get the chance, people.
You should. Very good card. Made me win so many games. This was the Metal Greymon. Make it so you have plus 3 checks, so you're checking 3 times. Even though it's not One Punch Man, it's just pretty scary.
Yeah.
Most time, I think every time I saw this on security checks or in my hand, I just won the game. And Saki, it was, you playing red, you play this. You play any type of red, you play this. Won me 2, like, it won me like 2 games.
You're seeing a lot of decks actually cut this down to 2 now.
The reason why in Ragnar is only at 2, it's because Ragnar itself isn't out to anything. Like most things, except for Omnimons, are gonna be outable. And for the time in which you cannot out those Digimons, you have this. But honestly speaking, it's not necessary in this build. You can play whatever you want. The reason I played this instead of other like red option cards or any other like any other card in general is because I was more scared of green.
Sarasmon?
Yeah, and Sarasmon. Even though you give it a lot of memory, they're not guaranteed to have the Sarasmon, so this is another out to Sarasmon. Of course, you needed to set up for you to out the Sarasmon, but it was really possible with the Pseudomon and the Kreskarumon. So the only reason why this is really possible in this deck is because of the Kreskarumon. Again, I cannot stress enough that card makes this deck a lot better. And that's it.
Cool. Anything you want to say? Or any thoughts about today's tournament or any of the decks you went against?
Well, today I play against Dominic over here, and I just gotta say I got super lucky because we both bricked, but I don't brick faster.
This guy right here.
Apart from that, I just
he whooped me too.
Apart from that, I just want to say thanks to my team and all my friends that helped me, build this deck. Again, I could not have done it without any of them. I'm not gonna name them because last weekend I did it. It's basically the same amount of people. Also, the guy who told me that Durandamon keeps the blocker from Barbaludamon if it's put on top of Barbaludamon, I thank you as well, because I wouldn't have done that without you. That's it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see how you do next time when you come here. Would you take first place? Will you take first place again? Who knows?
Who knows?
All right. Well, thank you for your time. And yeah.
Yeah, thank you, man, for always hosting this tournament and being so nice to us.
Yeah, not a problem. You guys are always welcome. Great company, great players, really amazing community. I mean, this scene is just going to grow. We had like 16 players today, and we can't wait till things get fixed up, and we're able to have more people in the shop. And yeah.
All
All right. Peace out, guys.